Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with new developments. A recent arson at a Somali-operated coffee shop in Grand Forks has some people talking about Muslims and the Islam religion. And Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is fueling a similar, more intense conversation nationwide. Trump says a temporary ban should be put in place to keep Muslims who are not U.S. citizens from entering our country for security reasons. An NBC poll says 57% of Americans oppose Trump's plan, 25% support it, and 18% don't know or have no opinion. This week, we heard from the leader of the Islamic Center in Grand Forks, who calls Islam a religion of peace. And now, Valley News Team's Neil Carlson also talks with an extremist Christian who's on the other side of the argument.
And when a person submits to the one and only, will feel peace in his or her heart. So it's all about peace and tranquility.
While Nabil Suleiman says Islam is about peace, Usama Dakdak, who's now spoken in Grand Forks 3 times, says Islam is about Muslims taking over the world.
He has said, basically, you're misrepresenting Islam and misconstruing the words of the Quran.
Why can't Mr. Nabil show us these verses from the Quran? He is practicing propaganda. He's practicing taqiyya, that is lying to the infidels, because people do not know the truth about Islam by not reading the Quran and by listening to our liberals who know nothing about Islam, and the Muslim who know everything about Islam, but they're practicing this propaganda. The Muslim will take over the world.
He says the solution is converting Muslims to Christianity. Dakdak says the current strategy against terrorists won't work.
You're saying bombing them isn't the answer?
I believe Satan will use Islam to bring destruction to all planet Earth, as you will see it coming in the next few years. This is a spiritual warfare. It will not be won except spiritually, which means bombing Muslims will not end it.
Dakdak's opinions are not shared by the leader of the Grand Forks Islamic Center, who says terrorists do not represent the religion of Islam.
They are not after the welfare of Islam and spreading the word of peace. They are not doing that. What they are supposed to, spread the word of peace.
In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Now, Usama Dakdak was raised as a Christian in Egypt. He's now an American citizen living in Florida. He runs the Straightway Ministry. Its stated purpose is to convert Muslims to the Christian faith. Well, it is getting colder and colder out there, and the wind just seems to be sticking around. Let's see if things will calm down tonight. Hutch, any chance of that?
Well, we still have that wind that's going to continue at least through sunset and beyond, and it should start dying down just a touch, but it is causing some blowing and drifting out there, and the radar shows still some areas of light snow bands that move through, reducing visibility. All this wind and the added snow certainly adding a little bit to the slipperiness of area roads. Here's a look at the snow that fell with this system, and northeast North Dakota, the big winner where you see the pinks there, anywhere from 8 to 13 inches of snow. That's right, 13 inches, over a foot. That's going to blow around, drift around, and it's going to continue to cause problems not only with roads but our temperatures. There's your wind speeds gusting to 30 miles per hour here and there across the valley. This evening, see that little crack in the clouds there? That means we may have a chance at some clearing overnight. With the decreasing winds late, I think we get mighty cold. Expect teens all evening. Bundle up those kids in the morning. I'll have details on how low we go here in just a couple of moments.
Oh, it's getting chilly.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. There are some difficult road conditions around the region. That's going to now make it pretty tough for you to get around, so let's take a look at some road maps. In North Dakota, yellow is ice or compacted snow. As you see on the eastern side, much of the state is like that. As some snow drifts are covering the purple area, which is also in the eastern side of the state. And central and western is looking pretty good right now. Over into Minnesota, the blue part is partially covered roads. The pink part is completely covered. So much of the central and northwestern part and western part of Minnesota, it's pretty dangerous out there. If you want to take a better look at these maps, head to valleynewslive.com and then click on the weather tab, then road conditions. Parents say they'd rather have children see violence over sex scenes in movies. That's according to a new study of more than 1,400 parents regarding the movie rating system. This comes as one of the most anticipated movies of the year premieres tonight. Star Wars: The Force Awakens opens in more than 4,100 U.S. theaters. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop found out how local parents feel and how the movies differ from the rest of the world.
80% of parents are more concerned about their child seeing graphic sex scenes compared to 64% concerned over graphic violence in the 2015 Parents Rating Study. Would you rather have in there?
Me personally, it would be violence. Sex, I don't think, should be brought upon kids until they're of age.
Female and male nudity, along with the use of hard drugs, gave parents more concern than violence.
I would rather see neither.
Okay, why?
Because it's giving the kids the wrong impression that violence is right, sex is right at any age, at any time.
Fargo Theater executive director says she is not shocked by the study, explaining that violence in movies is more acceptable here than in Europe. She says in Europe, sex is more acceptable in the movies. Tony Kelly has 5 kids and says that the movies and their content have changed over the years, especially content in a PG-13 movie, where the F word and sex now occurs more.
Compared to when I was growing up, they're getting worse. Pretty soon it's just, there won't be anything anymore, for the imagination.
Even young people without kids have noticed the change.
Yeah, there's a lot of PG-13 movies. I think they're pushing it, but I think they're doing that. They're gonna keep doing that as time goes on. But they're gonna put it in younger movies and stuff like that too. So.
I'm here at West Acres Cinema, where fans are slowly starting to trickle in for the new Star Wars film, which premieres in just under 2 hours. Now, the premiere is already sold out. 415 lucky people are the ones that get to experience the Force. We're also hearing the showings at 7:15, 7:45, and 8 p.m. are also sold out. If you're looking to get in and see it tonight, it's going to be one of the later ones that you're going to want to get to. Now, this new Star Wars movie is rated PG-13. It's the second in the franchise, rated PG-13. All the originals came out just before the PG-13 rating system was created. In South Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
All right, Ashley, thanks. 1/4 of parents in this study also felt that PG-13 movies were not appropriate for the F word, but parents on the East Coast and urban areas felt it was okay. If you want to see more on this study, click on this story at valleynewslive.com. Fargo police are alerting people that a high-risk sex offender is now living in the area. Hillary Edwards is staying at Center Incorporated in Fargo. Edwards was convicted in 2008 of possession of child porn and convicted in 1993 and 2003 of criminal sexual conduct. His victims were female acquaintances under the age of 15. Edwards is a lifetime registrant. Federal prosecutors will bring criminal charges against the friend and former neighbor of one of the San Bernardino shooters. A longtime friend of gunman Saeed Farouk will be the first to face charges stemming from the massacre in San Bernardino, California. Investigators say 3 years ago, Enrique Marquez bought the 2 assault rifles that were used in the shooting. Authorities say Marquez, who has spoken freely with the FBI, has said that he and Farouk talked about conducting an attack back in 2010, but called it off. Well, Valley News Live is your station for all things Bison. Be sure to catch our Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show tomorrow at 6 on KX4, leading up to the semi-final matchup. Join us for the breakdown as well as our Proceed Player Roundtable, and we will take you right up to kickoff between NDSU and Richmond. The Bison and the Spiders meet up at 7 o'clock tomorrow night on ESPN2. A proposal and a mother and daughter achieving a major goal together. Today's MSUM graduation was more than just getting a diploma. First, Tyler Connor, a member of the Air Force, surprised his girlfriend with this. Right before the ceremony, he got down on one knee and popped the question. Then Debbie Brakefield marched across the stage to get her diploma in education. While minutes later, her daughter Laurel did the same.
I mean, the 4 years we've really relied on each other, been there for each other, whether it would be finals or...
Congratulations. Now, Debbie graduated with a degree in education. Her daughter got her degree in social work. Congratulations to all the students. There were more than 425 of you who graduated today. We'll have much more from today's pomp and circumstance coming up tonight at 6. And also walking in their graduation caps and gowns, students at the University of North Dakota. Today, the university held its first winter commencement ceremony of this season. UND will hold 2 more tomorrow afternoon at Chester Fritz Auditorium. The red pots are set up for you to donate, but where are all those bell ringers? The Salvation Army has been doing all it can to get volunteers for bell ringing. Already, the greater Fargo-Moorhead community has given more than 7,300 hours of ringing. But there's only a week left for their campaign, and nearly 300 shifts are still open and looking for ringers. Representatives say it's hard to get people to volunteer for the outdoor spots.
So we need the hardy volunteers who would like to get out there and meet the people outside. You'd be surprised how many people really feel sorry for you when you're outside ringing. And I just kind of make sure to tell them that I said I'm warm in heart.
Our own Valley News team's Christy Larson is going to be ringing tomorrow from 12:30 to 3 p.m. Check her out at West Acres Mall in the food court. She, along with some of other VNL friends, are going to be there spreading some holiday cheer. If you want to get signed up to ring, we have a link at valleynewslive.com. Click on our hot button.